Hello, this is Goku for Sim1, and I'm back this time to do a review of the movie Parasite Eve. Now, if that title sounds a little bit familiar, there is also a game with the same name, but both of them are based on a novel, where the video game is a sequel, where this is an adaptation of said novel, that came out in 1996. This movie came out in 1997. So this review will be mostly spoiler free. I will have a spoiler section at the end. There will be minor spoilers in the middle, so be aware of that. But this should be fine if you've not seen the movie until I get to the spoiler section where I will be revealing major plot points. So before I get into the review proper, let me get into a quick plot synopsis. It's about a scientist whose wife dies in a car accident, and he wants to bring her back. So he gets her liver, and he does an experiment, and something comes about because of it, and things do not go according to plan, and that's where your movie comes. Now, this was a movie I saw quite a while ago, probably 15 years ago, and I liked it. It was on one of the premium channels, and I had saw it subtitled, and I saw it on Amazon, and they claimed it was dubbed, and I'm like, finally. So I buy it, probably about a year or two ago, and I put it in my DVD player, and I try to get into the dub, and it's not a dub. It's 100% not dubbed. There is no dub of this movie, so if you want to see it in dubbed, I'm sorry, it doesn't exist. So that's why it took me a while to finally get around to rewatching it, but I finally rewatched it just today, just recently, and I enjoyed it a lot. I like this movie. I think this is a really cool sci-fi thriller. I kind of I kind of think it's horror, but it's not really horror. It's definitely sci-fi, and IMDb does not list it as sci-fi, and I think that's ridiculous because it's all about science, and it's all about like most of the main characters are scientists, so I think it's kind of ridiculous that it's not. This movie is a very, very fun movie. The character is really good. I'm not going to pronounce any of their names because they're all Japanese and I don't want to butcher them. But the main character's motivations are very clear, and all of the characters' motivations are really clear. There is a medical doctor in the movie who wants to save this little girl, and he needs the kidney of our main character's wife to do so. And so his motivations are very clear, and there's a lot of characters, but each of their motivations are clear on why they're doing it. The main character's assistant is investigating our main character because he's acting weird after his wife dies. And so investigating in that she's looking into what he's trying to do and trying to figure it out. That's what I meant by investigating. And so each of these characters' motivations are very clear in what they're trying to accomplish and what they're trying to do. And the movie moves through each of these, and each of these characters do get things to do. Obviously, this movie is about the main character and his wife. Those are your two characters that the movie is following through most of the movie. But there are a lot of side characters that are important in the movie and develop it. There is not a lot of filler in this movie, and that's really good, I think. This movie really does flow really well. Now, I give this an 8 out of 10. I do recommend this movie. Go see it if you want to. It is in subtitles, be aware of that. But now I'm going to get into the spoiler section, so if you don't want me to spoil the movie for you, go. Leave. This will be heavy spoilers from now to the end, and there will be nothing in the middle for you, so don't click till later on. This is spoiler for the rest of the thing. The biggest problem I have with the movie is the conclusion of the movie. The conclusion, I think, comes too easy. So now that I can actually talk about spoilers, the main antagonist of the movie is Eve. Eve is mitochondria DNA, and Eve is quite powerful. She's been able to do all these things in this movie, but all of a sudden, I mean, they are able to kill her by the main character catching on fire and him hugging Eve, and Eve dies. And it kind of, to me, is a lackluster conclusion to the movie. I think they could have done a little bit better of a job. That is my biggest gripe with this movie, is that I think it was too easy. And I can't really compare this to the games in that this is based on the book, so this was how Eve was originally interpreted. So, like, the multiple stages in the games and the really insanely powerful version of Eve that can do really ridiculous things, that's not fair to compare that necessarily. But the point of it is that Eve is this somewhat pretty powerful character, and that she's able to die by her own weapon, even though, and she knows it's coming. And I do find the whole, I'm going to impregnate this little girl to form the ultimate being, I do find that really cool. And if you played the games, that is something that they do play around in the games also. That was really cool. I think this movie is fantastic. I really liked the things about this movie. So yeah, this was my review of Parasite Eve. This is Goku for some one, and I'll see you next time. YouTube.